Bartolomeo. Look at me.
That's not. That sounds like a football player.
Yeah, that's what you are.
A black
You
football
told me
player.
you could have been in the NFL. Do you understand?
I have no defense. I have no defense. Are you recording? Hey, this is Matt O'Leary, and this is another What I'm Listening To video. I just did one about a week ago with all my favorite neo-psych and psychedelic rock albums of this past summer, 2016. I'm sticking with that sort of thing, but this time it's going to be music and albums that were released this past summer from all across the genre spectrum. So I'm sure you're going to find something that you like out of this just because there is such a diversity. I'm also going to do a video probably today of all my favorite instrumental albums, so non-vocal albums of this past summer. So yeah, check that out, and here we go. First up, we got an album released on Fat Possum Records with members of Slow Dive and Mogwai and editors. It's the band Minor Victories with their self-titled album. These guys team up to tackle some brooding synth pop. That intro, that really intense intro on the song 100 Ropes just grabbed my attention right away. I just love the use of strings on that song. From a debut album to an artist with double digits under their belt, it's the one, the only, Paul Simon. There are a few just killer tracks off his new one, Stranger to Stranger, including that title track. And for Paul Simon, it's not only the lyrics here that captivate, although they certainly do. It's the polyrhythmic groove and that effortless vocal performance. I mean, what 74-year-old man pulls off that haunting falsetto run at the end? Here's a new band I'm really excited about. It's Jank with Versace Summer. It's probably best characterized as pop punk, but with a much more dirty, grimy garage aesthetic. And they accomplish so much in so little time, like on the song General So What. That song just feels so satisfying in just 2 minutes. Next up, we got the all-country soft rock pro Cass McCombs dropping some Philly soul on his feisty new one, Mangy Love. McCombs explores societal ills and expands on quirky characters like a snake oil salesman in the song Laughter is the Best Medicine. Mangy Love will engage your mind with surreal imagery and soothe your soul with rich folk. Moving on to the rock and roll heroes, Dinosaur Jr. with the new album Give a Glimpse of What You're Not. In looking back at the history of indie rock, this band's gotta be recognized as some of the pioneers of that genre. It's guitar rock, but the formula still feels so good. And above all in these songs, it's the compositions that hook me. You know, none of these songs wander in distracting ways. It's just pure commitment to the melodies and moods by all members. My favorite tracks are I Told Everyone and Be a Part, with those minimal guitar melodies really the highlight. Next with some math rock is the band TTNG with Disappointment Island. Unfortunate album title, yes, but the song Whatever Whenever, not the Shakira song, but yeah, TTNG's Whatever Whenever is a total guitar masterclass. This is the English band's third full length, and it all revolves around those delicious guitars that just dance and frolic on the first half of this track. Halfway through, the band slip into this repetitive, smooth build, and then a quick climax, and then boom, ending abruptly. Moving on, we got the band Wye Oak with Tween. And yeah, this was my first exposure to the band, and I gotta say, I'm really impressed. This duo is just confident with the wide variety of sounds they offer. On the song Too Right, they expand on this acoustic stoner riff, and Jen Wassner's airy voice works really well for this sound. The way those shoegazy, all-American guitar tones blend with the electro-pop of the song If You Should See is definitely another high point for me. With some more moody music, it's M. Craft with Blood Moon. Gotta pinpoint the subdued but very powerful closer called Love Is All on this very earthy, soul-searching piano-led album. There's a great simple melody on this song. I love how those seventh chords he hits at the end of the verses lead into that triumphant chorus. Alright, taking a drastic turn here with something far more sparkly. It's the band GL's Hallucinate from the album Touch. This album from the Australian pop duo is equal to a big bowl of Jell-O. Scarce nutritional content, but pretty fun. This next band just really took off and all of a sudden is playing all these big festivals. It's Whitney with Light Upon the Lake. This little Smith Westerns breakup turned out okay. I mean, what Whitney put out there I think is more memorable than any of those albums anyway. Next up we got an hilarious little standalone single from the Brain Feeder staple, the Flying Lotus Wingman and the bass superstar Thundercat with Bus in These Streets. Thank God for technology. Because where would we be if we couldn't tweet our thoughts? It's funny the contrast between his live set, which is more so jazz improv, and then some of his recorded efforts like this and Them Changes and most of the songs off the second album, Apocalypse. Finally, we got Jacob Collier's album, In My Room. Everyone hears music, but some people really hear music. I mean, Jacob's already proved himself technically, but this is kind of his test of whether or not he'll always be known for YouTube or if he'll move on into actually being known for, you know, the biggest test of a musician, which is an album in that format. In My Room is an album that captures a moment for Jacob as he sits in his London bedroom every day with instruments lining the walls. Each one he has just this crazy knack for. He'll always be known for YouTube, but this album is just beautiful. The song Hideaway is melodically the standout for me. Just one of those vocal melodies you can't believe doesn't exist already. It's just so intuitive. It's a folk aesthetic with monstrous hip-hop level bass presence and Jacob's just bell-tone vocal delivery. So good. That's it. Yeah, some great albums there. I hope you like them. Also want to shout out the Album Leaf album. It's kind of pretty minimalistic. Reminds me of some of Steven Wilson's stuff. Hopefully I'll be reviewing Act 5, which is this is the tour shirt of the Deer Hunter I've got on right here. Just haven't got around to it, but I definitely want to weigh in and kind of share some of my thoughts on this album. Thank you for watching this. See you later. It's going, but Beanie wants that styrofoam.
Go. He wants to do